Hello. How are you doing? Exciting morning? Not too bad, but not particularly exciting. Didn't have much movement on the US dollar this morning, did we? Apart from the wrong way, but we were expecting a pullback. We got the pullback, so let's fingers crossed we get this push happening this afternoon. So we'll see. I'll just give it a couple of minutes before I get started. Wait for some more to come in. Need to get Rhythmic set up. Oops. Need to get Ninja Trader launched. Not with it. I've been coding all morning. Brain is frozen. Afternoon, Tony. Afternoon, Diamond. Afternoon, Black Bee. $200 I did yesterday. I thought I did 300. 200. I'll take that. Right. Afternoon, Trevor. Yeah, not too bad this morning so far. Afternoon, Fannel. Yeah, it's a bit. Wasn't particularly exciting this morning. It's what I was kind of expecting, to be honest, after the moves yesterday. A little bit of a slow, grindy day, and we were looking for a pullback on the US dollar. So we got the pullback to the 38 so far, which is obviously into the accumulation, multi-day accumulation. So we are bouncing, which is good. So the plan or the play was the pullback and rip today. Whether we get the rip or not is to be seen, but we got the pullback part so far. So indices have been up today. So decent movement across the board. Well, I say decent movement. We've had some movement across the board. Not a great deal. So yeah, all kind of going to plan based on yesterday's massive price movements. So afternoon, Neo. So far today, there's nothing much happened. It's a bit of a dull one, isn't it, today? So pound US dollar, I say it's a dull one, banked loads of money this morning, but that was in Asian session. So pound US dollar, we got an ADR hit. We've come off very nicely off of ADR. Reversal alert's only just triggered though, so not the greatest push in the world, is it? We are expecting some US dollar strength. So this is a nice trade to take. Just had the reversal alert and the retest, so it's kind of a hit the button right now if you want to get in it. Short. And we'll be looking for US dollar strength to pile this down this afternoon. Apart from that, we've had nothing else hit. I don't think anything's really got close today, is it? Aussie dollar CAD, little bit. No, nothing's got very close today, is it? Just scanning through. Morning, Gary. Afternoon, even. Morning, afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Yeah, it's all a bit dull. Nothing there at all, really. So we'll have a quick whiz through all the pairs in a minute. So the 4 hours, that's the hours. The 4 hours marked as daily for some reason. I've been mucking about in my windows today. Right, so yeah, the 4 hours, nothing. We are flat now. So US dollar yen was the only thing we had extended this morning, which was extended to 75. Everything else was flat. So now we are 100% flat, which you would expect after a move like yesterday. We've basically undone the lot. So US dollar yen was extended 4 hour, and we are coming down a little bit. But not massively. So we got that nice extension, nice little M pattern on the RSI, and it's coming down, but wouldn't expect anything lower than a double bottom bounce. And to be honest, based on the moves yesterday and what we're seeing on the US dollar, I'd expect us to just go from here, really. But obviously this is going to be dependent on the yen as well, and the yen's not been doing particularly well. So that's really all we had hit this morning. That's undone itself. Nothing else is really getting close to extension at the moment. Pound yen was extended, and it's kind of hovering. That's it. There's just nothing else, is there, at the minute? Nothing close. So I don't think we're going to get many trading opportunities this afternoon. On the hourlies, we've got euro pound, which is very nicely extended, but obviously I'm short on that. So it's been a short, and it's done nicely. So Gary, euro yen short hourly. Yeah, we've had a reverse alert on the hourly. We were in this. If you're in this, you've been in it since here. Well, this is where I got into it anyway. So second position's up there. Pretty much break even now. So, but yeah, we've had the 4 hour M15 alert on that one during New York yesterday. Which has obviously started playing out, and we've just got the hourly now. So fingers crossed we'll continue down on that. We'll have a look at all the ends, actually. So yeah, there's nothing else on the hourly RSI either, because obviously we've had an inside session. So what I mean by an inside session is we've got Asia, and London has traded with inside Asia. So literally we've got no movement basically today on the vast majority of pairs. So Aussie dollar yen. Slight push up on that one at the moment in London. No movement on the CAD. No movement much on the Swiss. Nice bearish engulfing going in. Yes, nice bearish price action going in on these. So the yen is starting to power up slightly. Euro yen obviously very big bearish engulfing, and I'm assuming all the euros are down today. Yeah, all the euros are down today. Not much though. I mean, it's popped out the bottom of the Asian session just about, haven't we? So that's really all we've had. Pound yen, yeah, 3 bar down. New Zealand yen, bearish engulfing going in, and US dollar yen's coming down as well. So yeah, all good. So yen strength, which is indicative of good US dollar strength. So hopefully we get the move this afternoon on the US dollar, but we will see. The indices have certainly been undecided this morning. So the Armand, my pound yen hit target this morning. Let's have a look and see if anything else of mine has hit target this morning. We'll have a look at the indices as well. Haven't banked anything else. So with the EAs, basically H1M5 still the same. Tiny bit of drawdown on it. H4M15 is in profit with 219 banked. Oh yeah, pound yen. Yeah, I hit that as well. Oh yeah, well, I covered that one this morning, didn't I? Trend pullback is at break even. Nothing else banked on that. Early morning banks. And COT is break even. Euro yen is closed out. Oh yeah, so Euro yen's closed out. All right, okay. So yeah, I got out of the Euro yen. Okay, so I'm out of that as well. So yeah, all good. Loads banked today. All good. Nothing else banked at the moment though. I mean, I'm pretty much at break even across the board at the minute. So as you'd expect, nothing's gone anywhere, is it? So so there you go. There's the afternoon analysis done. Simple, isn't it? There's nothing else to look at. Indices today. DAX and the DAX has been pushing a little bit, but the S&P and the Nasdaq is what I'm interested in, because I'm going to be trading the Nasdaq this afternoon. So opened up with a bit of a dip, and we've rallied. So we're sitting up at the highs of the day at the moment. Same with the Nasdaq. So we're sitting up at highs pretty much so far. Daily wise, obviously we've had the nice bearish engulfing going across the board yesterday. So we've got divergence. We've got bearish divergence on the Nasdaq. So we've got nice bear move down there with a double top. That follows suit with the S&P as well, being bearish. So the S&P, we've got a double top put in, and obviously the Nasdaq, we've got bearish. And Nasdaq tends to lead the S&P because the tech stocks move faster. So it all feels at the moment still very bearish for today. So today's play, I'm undecided today. We've had a bit of an up day. There is every possibility we're going to come a wick test Wednesday, and we haven't got there yet. So today's play is really to see if we can get up there on the S&P and the NAS, and then play a short from there. But we are still finding buyers in this propulsion move after the accumulation. So it's tricky today. I'd like to see a push and drop, but equally I'd be happy with a drop on this. I'd like to see, really would love to see this break this low today. If we can get a green to red day today. I think it's asking a lot on a Friday afternoon, but obviously New York's just about to open, but we quite often see New York afternoon be dead as well. So it's a difficult one to know what to do this afternoon. And with the Nasdaq, we've pretty much wick tested already. To zoom in. So we've done a wick test today already on the Nasdaq. We have just touched into those highs. So we could well be there, ready to go this afternoon with a straightaway to the south. So I'm going to, I think what I might do this afternoon is trade off of the 1 minute chart and just see if I can get a 5 minute breakout play today. Because we've got this nice bull bounce off of the US dollar as well, which has come. Remember, this is the zone I drew in here, this area. Yeah, so we've had that bull bounce and confirmation break above, which to me looks like the US dollar may want to push this afternoon. If that's going to be the case, then we'll probably see the indices come down. So play today would be rather looking for a 5 minute opening range to see what we put in on the first 5 minutes, and then looking for a break of that and playing the minute chart and just see if we are going to get this breakaway today and just go south. Could be a really nice little run, and I want to get in on it early. So that's what I'm thinking today, but obviously equally looking for a push to the highs. So on the daily, I'm looking at 45, 16, 75 level. which is exactly where I've got marked already, 45.17 roughly. So there. So we haven't got far to get up there at all. So that's kind of where I'm looking today on M5. So I'm just going to keep that in view. And obviously NAS, we've done the wick test and we've triple topped at it. So it's looking like a drop to me today, but I don't know. We'll see. What's everybody's thoughts this afternoon? It's a difficult one because we're still in that indecision point with the whether we're going to go bull or bear, aren't we? I mean, until we break this low here, or we break this high here, and we're kind of bang in the middle of it at the minute. We've got no real directional bias as such, apart from assuming we're going to get the bear rally continue. So I've got to kind of sit bearish, especially after yesterday. That lovely. I mean, yesterday we were up here, weren't we? Well, at the start of the session yesterday, we were looking like that. We ended up with a bearish engulfing. So bears are in control, aren't they, at the moment? So that's my thoughts anyway. That's what I'm planning. We got 15 minutes to the open. Anybody want to talk about anything else? Because there's no analysis to do because nothing's moved. I can whiz through all the pairs if you like. We got no news. 3 o'clock we've got UOM this afternoon. So there's no news today. So yeah, one of those days, isn't it? I should have come on at about 20 past, shouldn't I, really? Because I'm now going to sit here and fill for 5 minutes watching myself on YouTube. Earnings today as well. There's no earnings. The only earnings we had was Illumina yesterday. The only thing today, up and down, back to where they were. So it's healthcare. So yeah, dull. Next week we've got Alibaba and Roblox. That's going to be a biggie. Roblox getting massive. It's like roll over Minecraft. Roblox is in charge now. Both my kids have been into Roblox for about 5 years, and the amount of money I've given them, Jesus. We've got Shopify next week as well, Cisco and Nvidia. So big day on Wednesday. So Thursday will be the big day next week. All the aftermarket's coming out. Good old Roku. God, Roku's still around. I used to trade them all the time, Roku. They were one of the go-to stocks. Wow. Blast from the past. Anyway. So there's no news this afternoon either. It's a bit of a crap one. Up today, then way down next week to complete wave 3. Adrian's into his Elliott wave. I think is it Adrian? Are you into your Elliott wave? Who is it posted in the group today about Elliott wave? Andy posted about it. What the Elliott wave theorists are talking about is looking for a bounce at 44.42 on the S&P. Let's look at the proper S&P. 44.42. Somewhere down there. However, if they break 44.38, opens the door for a direct move lower. So basically breaking that low, which is what I've just kind of said is, it's basically bear or bull, basically. We're in accumulation at the minute, so. Learning. God, you're still learning a little wave, are you? Yeah, I've been there. I know your pain. Elliott wave is a rabbit hole, an absolute rabbit hole. It's almost conspiracy theory. Yeah, it is a bit. It's. I don't know. I left one of my mentors, one of my best mentors. He turned me from a losing trader into a break-even trader, which is the biggest step you can make. I left him to go and study at Elliott Wave, and it's the worst mistake I ever made because I spent. I mean, that's not saying there's anything wrong with Elliott Wave. If you get it and you can use it, it's great. But it sends you down such a path that you then go into harmonics, and you go from Elliott Wave into harmonics, into Gartleys and butterflies and bats, and you just go into this void of looking for patterns, and you forget about price action completely, and it just all gets a bit. It's really heavy. It's really heavy. I think you've got to have a very highly mathematical brain to get Elliott Wave and actually use it. But there's a lot of people do trade Elliott Wave very, very, very well. ABCD patterns are bread and butter for a lot of traders, and that's basically Elliott Wave. Afternoon, Simeon. No, you haven't missed much because nothing's happened. Basically, I've done the overview. It lasted all of H4 nothing, H1 nothing, one ATR. So there you go. I've caught you up. That's it. So I'm just looking for basically looking to trade the open basically on the NAS on the futures this afternoon. So so we're talking about Elliott Wave 44.38. So so obviously breaking that level opens the door for the move down. Nasdaq looking to bounce at 14,360. Which is a double bottom. I mean, this is the thing. A lot of stuff that you see on the internet is other stuff wrapped up in something else. Afternoon, Rahat. What the Elliott Wave theorists are saying is if we get a double bottom bounce, we might go up. If we don't get a double bottom bounce, we'll go down. Yeah, I know that. It's support and resistance. Don't need any waves to tell me that if a double bottom doesn't hold, it's a short. It's the same. It's the same thing wrapped up in something else. So you can go into endless analysis. Yeah. Bad idea to be short on the DAX already. No, not a bad idea at all. DAX has been pushing pretty hard today, so it's been pushing harder than these two, and these two are. It's all the same stuff. I think it's all coming down, but with the S&P, as I've just been saying, we haven't done a wick test on the S&P yet, which doesn't mean that we're going to. We didn't do a wick test there. We didn't do a wick test there. We didn't do a wick test there. So there's no reason why we're going to do a wick test there. Nasdaq has done a wick test, and Nasdaq typically leads the S&P. So don't know, but I'm bearish in a minute. So what I'm looking for today is that's the wick test level. If we do push on the open up there, I'll be looking for shorts. We've still got 7 minutes to the open. I haven't really got anything else to say. Should I sing a little song? Good luck. I'm not going to sing a little song. I can't sing at all. I'll show you what I've done today, actually, progress-wise on the EA, if anybody's interested. That won't take long either. Just export it. So where's it gone? So what I've done today is I've added additional opening ranges. So we now have additional opening ranges. I've added I've been fine-tuning stuff and fixing bugs. And what else have I done today? I've done a lot. I've been working on it literally all morning. I'm just trying to think what I've added since this morning. I think it's just fixing bugs and drawing opening ranges. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, and another button I've added. So I've added this button as well. Break-even average. So for scaling, either in or adding and averaging in, when we get the average line, it's probably easier if I just put it in the strategy tester. It'll make sense in there. So if stick it in the strategy tester and run it with the buttons. Oh, no, I've moved the buttons around as well. So I've put the buttons up the top there. Is this trading? It's not auto trading. Don't want to trade patterns. So when you're trading, basically, I'll just let it go. So if I just don't know, do a buy and then got TPs on. Hold on. Let's put 2,500 and 2,500 and 5%. So if I hit buy there and it drops, I've got, why is that? Why is the TPs not working? 2,500. These don't work in the strategy tester. Right, okay. Stop. Another bug to fix, Lee. So if I hit the buy button and the buy button and hit the buy button again, you see I've got an average here. Let's buy another one. Wait for it to go back up. Buy another one. I'll just keep buying until it goes up. Typical. I pick the one time it's going to go down forever, aren't I? Right. So yeah, we've now got the average there. I'll just keep doing that. Come on, go up. Trying to prove a point. There we are. So now we've got the average line there. So now we can actually move break even to average. And it will get you out there at average. Obviously, it's hitting TPs all the time, but it will drag your stops up to average as well. So if you wanted a position trade, so scaling on drops and things, you can do that with the EA now as well. So yeah, so that's what I've done this morning. Added that. Done a few other bits and pieces of bug testing. So we've now got double opening range highs and lows. So you can set a 15-minute or a 5-minute opening range, and then you can say, actually, I want to see an hourly opening range as well. It now marks the Frankfurt and the New York opens. Obviously draws all the candlestick patterns and stuff in. So it's getting close to being ready. So yeah, so that's what I've been doing this morning. Anyway, enough of that. Right. 2 minutes to the open. My profit is equal to my equity now. I mean, doubled it. But Dash is showing like it's 60% profit. It should be showing 100. The dashboard shows the profit based on your balance. So it will never double. It will never show double. There's no starting balance right in the Trade Manager Dash. Because it's designed to show you on a daily basis what you've banked today as a percentage balance. So that total for the month, etc., that's always going to be slightly out. I should really put an option in there for a starting balance, so you could choose a starting balance instead. So if you wanted to see what the actual figures are since you started, yeah, I could do that. But it's not. It's those totals for the month and the year and all that stuff is not really what it's for. It's really to track your daily progress. If you've doubled your account, well done. You don't need to know. You're doing well. So we're pushing up at the open. Just concentrate on what we're doing here for a minute. Let me just move that over there. So I need to get to my order buttons. So I'm watching the 1 minute chart for the minute. Is the DAX on the screen, or is it just up on... This is S&P and NASDAQ. The DAX isn't in CME. I haven't got a feed for the DAX. Don't trade the DAX. On futures. Okay, so pushing up, attempting new highs, which it's doing. S&P struggling at the highs. Obviously this is on a 5 minute, remember, and this is on a minute at the moment. So I'm just looking for the opening 5 minute range at present. Why can't I grab that line? Whoa, what's going on? Okay, it's 5 minute opening on the low. Just get rid of that line, don't need that one. That's the double top. I'm going to try, if we get these equal wicks in and a bearish move to start with, I'm just going to try a quick short here and get out of the highs. It might just be pushing the highs and then going to drop. So I want to see a bearish candle though go in first. So I'm basically looking for the 5 minute open to get in, and then just try and play a break of the 5 minute. S&P struggling at the highs. We're at a pretty magic number, the 45 round at the minute. So this could be it. Okay, short one. See how this candle closes in the next one. One more short. Wait for a 1 minute candle close below that 5 minute opening range. See if the S&P can crack this level. This is quite an important level for the S&P to crack down as well. Selling one more. A little bit early on that entry, but he who dares. Just watching Renko for a tick up, and I'm going to get out of one of these. Closing one. Didn't quite get the tick up, but looks like it's going, doesn't it? Yeah, there we go. Closing another one. Right, just go flat on that. It's 180 on the open. See if we can get pull back up into this 5 minute area. Sit somewhere up here. Got two big nice propulsion candles there. See if these sellers hold. S&P's rejecting at the moment. Whipsaw. Let's see if we can come back up and retest this wick. Jump in one short up there if we push. If we're just going to test somewhere in here, I'll wait for a close below the 5 minute open. That's probably the most logical area to come and test, which is 47.11. Somewhere around there, mid-range, sort of 50% pullback on this initial dump. Sort of around about there. Didn't quite get up there. Selling one more. Let's be a bit careful with this one. Just going short one more and a break of this low. If it breaks, obviously. So we've got nice hammer, nice spinning top, no directional bias at all, obviously, but more bearish than bullish at the open. Obviously, we could just be accumulating orders here to push back up to these highs again, but I like the initial push out the top of the NAS and the S&P. They've both rejected the highs immediately. Sellers stepped straight in and said no. So we have pushed up today. So there's every opportunity that the buyers have done their move today, and we are going to sell off for the rest of the day. It's trying very hard. Second short. $650 next level. So 614. So if we're going to keep pushing lower, this is where I'd expect us to find support. We have just double bottom though. There's a lot of absorption going on here. Look, every buying move is just getting slammed. You can see it just slamming. Sellers just absorbing every single buyer that comes in, and then buyers are running out. Tough though. There's a lot of resistance to moving up in the market. I think psychologically everybody has been programmed to long the S&P and the NAS for such a long time. I think there's this psychological thing that it's very difficult to hit the short button on it. Still is. And I think it will be for a while until we get confirmation this is actually looks like it's going to enter a bear market for a while. I think it's just really hard for people to be hitting the sales all the time. It's just, I don't know, it just seems really heavy all the time at the minute, but not able to get anywhere. Okay, closing one out. And again. Going flat for a minute. Let's wait for this ball move to see where this is going. Looks like they're off. They're definitely off. Okay, so we'll see what happens when we get up to that wick test up there. Wow. Off to the races. Okay, where are we heading? So 148 and 534 ish on the S&P. Potentially that drop and rejection somewhere around there. It's potentially a decent resistance. Tested it loads, so maybe looking for shorts out there. Okay, so we're just testing that level now on the S&P. So just this low, or rather the open. And of course we've got every chance that we're going to sort of do a 50% pull of the previous day as well. So seems to be struggling a little there though. Does look, still looks heavy though. I mean, that's a nice big pop, that candle, but we need to see some follow through off the back of that. And we're just struggling at the highs again. But that play there that I just did, that's that. Remember, I've been saying for the last couple of days about that 5-minute breakout. So the first 5-minute candle, first break of that 5-minute candle, usually gives you a good couple of candles to move on. So 10 minutes of decent movement quite a lot of the time. Even if it doesn't close, it gives you that movement, that break initially, which is nice, quite nice. So I wanted to try and trade it on M1 because I've been looking at it on M5 and looking at breakouts on M5. But M1 is obviously worked nicely today. I just didn't get out of that additional position quick enough because I was looking for more shorts, but the opening range works well. So we're still getting stuck up there at the minute. Pushing new highs at the moment on the NAS. We are pulling back down a little bit though. That's what the Dixie's up to. So yeah, S&P's just put in tweezer bottoms. S&P. US dollar's just put in tweezer bottoms. Get a short one up here. Nice rejection. Sorry, Pyro, I don't know if you're in here. I'm just replying to you in Telegram. I think I misunderstood your question in Telegram about ADR. ADR is not drawn from the open. ADR is high and low is calculated from the highest point of the day and the lowest point of the day. Yeah. So ADR high is 55 pips away from this low. ADR low is 55 pips away from that high. Yeah, so when price pushes up and down 55 pips, that means it's done 100% of its average daily range. I think the question asked was, I thought you meant, does it draw from there? It starts drawing these lines from the open, but it's not calculated ADR. It's not calculated from the open. Because if price goes like that, we need to measure from the highest point down to there, that pip distance. That is an average daily move. Just in case you're in here, if you're not. Didn't mean anything to anybody else. But I've just said it in the Telegram group anyway. Adding one more short. Might be a little bit premature on this one, but we'll see. So a bit of a risky short this. I'm just literally shorting because we are so high up at the moment today. But market structure at the moment is obviously potentially bullish. So we'd be looking for a pullback push. But we are looking really heavy up here. So we'll see how many buyers step in here. But I think we need to push down into here a little bit more. We'll see. I got a couple of extra aggressive positions on just in case we dump. If we suddenly pop in a big bear candle down to these lows, I think we're going to go today. But it is Friday, so we could just sit in rotation all day and go nowhere. Not unheard of, not unusual. And then Friday, after we've all given up and gone, nah, then they move the market with about an hour to close. Rahat, will the scalper EA close an open trade above or below the opening range lines whenever candle closed above the lines? No trade in between the lines? Yes. It works on candle close. I have tested thoroughly opening range breaks on pendings with pending orders. You get a lot of wicks on the open and you get rushed in. So I'm working on candle close above. Yeah. Always try and work on candle close. Pending orders are great. The only time I use, like I'm using them now, yeah, I use pending orders below lows, where when I'm looking to scale into a position. But that's really the only time. With breakouts, you don't really want to use pendings. Another spammer in the Telegram group. Bye bye. Love them. What am I? 3 short. Selling 1. Buying 1, sorry. Getting out of 1. Covering. Struggling at these lows. Let's get that off the screen. I can't see what I'm doing. I was looking at this chart thinking, why can't I see that candle properly? I'm boss-eyed today. I've been spent way too much time staring at code. It really fries your brain. Getting 1 more short. Okay, now let's see if we can get down to this 46.13. I'll get out 1 down there. I'll give it 1 tick up. All indices coming down hard now. I'll show you how it works in a minute, Rahat, the scalper, when I get out of this trade. But I'm open to suggestions on it. You know, I can amend functionality. Closing 1. Just ticked up 2. I'll give it. I'm happy with a 2 tick pullback, but any more than that. I don't really want to take a risk on, especially after it's been that extended. Big candle that. Okay, closing 1 more. I'm going to let that one be a runner. Don't want to give it too much room. Back up to there for a single contract. That won't be too devastating if it gets up there. GU finally falling. Yeah, well, the indices are coming down, so the US dollar will be pumping. I wouldn't really call that a pump. It's going up slightly. It's not actually, is it? accumulating a little bit, but I would expect the US dollar to be pumping, but it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's coming down a bit, but not. New Zealand's coming down. Australian, the Aussies and the New Zealanders are being manipulated at the moment by the looks of things. Or is that the pound? No, I think it is the pound. Oh, it's difficult to tell, isn't it? Bit of a mixed bag going on at the moment. Dollar index is coming down. Just going to get out of that for a minute. 478 in the bank. I don't like the US dollar at the minute. I want to see that pushing, really, because that could well have an impact on the indices. So a little bit of structure going in, a little bit of bullish structure going in at the moment down here. So see if we get a little head and shoulders down here. So the neckline is there. What happened there? Why is it not drawing my light? Oh, wrong chart. Oh, what am I doing? I'm clicking the wrong button down here. So 687. Keep an eye on the 687 level, 690. That's where we're coming up to. Put a limit at 689. Just assuming we're going to get a 690 bounce. Doesn't look like we are. $3 we just had consumer sentiment negative. That'll be why the US dollar's just ticked down. But like I said, it's not an impact of news events. University of Michigan sentiment index or sentiment report. It's more of a leading indicator for the analysts, so it's not something that tends to move the market. Okay, coming up again now on the dollar. Just going to wait for an M pattern to form down here. Just get a tick down, basically, just to show there's some bears coming in. If we don't get up to the 690 level, which we have. So I'll give it up to 710. So looking for market structure here now to be bearish. So I would expect a pullback somewhere in this region here, and then next leg down. It's pretty much playing out exactly as we did yesterday, isn't it? And then what happened yesterday? Poof. And then later in the day, collapse. Okay, going short one more up here, just to bring my average up, and I'm going to get out above there if we break above. If we get a tumble, I'll add one more. Euro Swiss finally moving a bit. So I just need to concentrate on this for a sec. Yeah. Bit higher than I like. Just running into this little accumulation here. So just going to see if that's going to reject. Just going to stick a stop up there in case. Can manual trade Forex pair M15 or H1 also with scalper EA on the base of strong candles and wicks direction using 2-to-1 risk reward or so? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can do the scalper. I've called it a scalper EA because I'm building it for scalping, but it's just a trading tool, really. At the end of the day. We'll whiz over and have a look at the charts again in a sec. Let me just see that it's coming down nicely now. Okay. Euro Swiss was the one we were just going to look at. Yeah, nice move down the Euro Swiss. Just about to get a reversal out on the 4 hours. Still got 3 hours left on the candle, but we've had the retest on the hourly now. So we just had the reversal alert and retest, and it's pulled straight out. Spot on retest. So we've had the propulsion candle put in after the accumulation. Sellers stepped in, pushed down. Buyers came back. Sellers rejected exactly at the end of the propulsion candle. 2 nice wicks, retest and a drop. So we need that level there. And that will give us our 4 hour break if we can get down below there. And then we're off down to 4,400. So it's looking good. Nice rejection. So we've broken my trend line. So I'm 3 short. So nice market structure now formed. So we've got the high, low, lower high. So we're looking for a lower low to be put in down here. Just getting ready to get out of these, just in case we get a pop. S&P's just double bottomed. Just a wick test basically for that, which seems to be holding. So I don't want to get caught the wrong side of it with 3 contracts on. There we go. Just broke the lows of the previous candle. Out one. Let's cover the rest. 600 in the bank, locked in. Let's see if we can get this run on this low. So with the EA, I mean, basically you can trade this on any time frame. It really doesn't matter what time frame you use it on, basically. So if you want to trade on H1, I was doing this strategy tester, it's easier. If you want to trade H1, it's going to do exactly the same thing for you, but you'll need to change your opening ranges. Obviously, the opening ranges would not make sense. So the main way you'll use this on other time frames than scalping time frames is for candlestick pattern recognition. So long wick, strong close candle, strong close candle, strong close candle. Yeah, so you enter on those. Long wick. That's not a long wick because the body's wrong. That's a doji. Head's wrong on it. So yeah, you can use it on any time frame you like. And if you want to change the opening ranges, you can do all of that here. So you can change the opening ranges. And if you wanted to, I'm using Frankfurt and New York because those are the two ones for the indices trading. But if you want to change it to London and trade the FTSE, you could just change it. Yeah, so this is set up for 5 minute. If you want to set it up for trading an hourly, you can just adjust all these figures, basically. And for risk reward, obviously you got stop loss and TP. So you go 500 and 1,000 for obviously that's a 2-to-1. And if you don't want to use risk percentage, oh, that's the other thing I did this morning. I forgot to tell you. So if you don't want to use this, a percentage of risk, you can use a fixed pip as well. The other thing I did this morning was auto exit at percent profit. So obviously when we get into trades, you can set the EA to automatically get you out. So if you want to scale into positions and say, get me out when I'm 3% in profit, it will do that for you. So if you go drop down to say M5, and you'll see when we get into trades, I'm going to go short on this because I know it's a short. So you can see obviously the percentage building up. So I had another position in, and obviously the more positions we add in, the quicker we're going to get into profit. Those two stopped out. But if I keep hitting the short button, when it gets to 3% in profit, it's because I've got to take profit. It's not going to work because I've got to take profit on. But that's the other thing I added this morning, basically. So nearly a bag. If you're not from England and you don't know rhyming slang, you don't know what that means. If you do, put it in the chat. Just a question. Is it good to integrate fib levels in Scalper to take trade only? It's kind of extra confluence. Yeah. So fibs, obviously, you see what I'm doing here. I'm playing pullbacks, yeah? And the reason I got into that trade up there was because if you were to put a fib on that, you would find that's a 61.8 retracement. I don't use fibs. I know I can see fib levels without having a fib, if that makes sense. So just because I've been watching charts for such a long time. But where are we? There. So I got into that trade there because it was a 61.8 retracement. I knew it was a 61.8 retracement because I could see, I can see what 50% of a move is, and I can see roughly above that is 61.8. I'm not exact. I don't play fibs exactly. It's an area. So, but yeah, scalping, market structure is made of pullbacks. Pullbacks work on a lot of the time fibs. So where we are now, yeah. So where we are right now on this move, if we're going to pull back on this move, I would be looking to pull back somewhere in that region to enter another position. And that's where my stop is. And then if we're going to get another leg down, that is where the pullback would be to as a maximum. Weak, intermediate, strong pullback. Shallow pullback, strong trend. Medium pullback, medium trend. Deep pullback, shallow trend. And at the moment we're in a shallow trend. Getting stronger. We are getting stronger. But yeah, so fibs, definitely. But the EA is not going to do fibs. Just draw fibs on yourself. Bag of sand. See, Simeon knows what I'm talking about. That's what a bag is. Bag of sand, grand. Made a grand. Or making a grand. Not made a grand yet. Exit based on percent profit is good. Yeah. Especially when you're scaling into positions. I'm not using pips at all. I'm literally just using because the whole thing is built around percentages. You should always be working in percentages. You risk a percentage of your account. You try to make a percentage of your account. This way, money doesn't come into it. If I hit the sell button there, I don't know how much money I made there. I don't care. I risked 0.25% of my account and I made whatever I made. I don't know what I made. But that's how you should be playing it. Risking percentages and making percentages. So I made 0.5%. So I'm risking 0.25% to make 0.5% because I've got a 2-to-1 risk reward ratio on my stop TP, haven't I? So yeah, so that's why I use percentages. It takes you away from money. Is if you can unhinge your brain from money, you can manage any account size in the world. So if you start with a $50 account and you work on percentages from day one, if you're managing a £500,000 account, there's nothing different in your trading. I'm just going to go flat on these. Just get a bit of a pullback. I don't really want to get stopped out. I'd rather have it in the bank. So yeah, if you can concentrate on percentages and percentage gains and percentage risks, what this is up here is irrelevant. It doesn't matter. I'm risking one contract an entry at the moment. If I risk 5 contracts in entry, I'm still trading the same way. So you need to really focus. Forget pips, forget money, forget everything but percentages, because percentage growth is what makes you money. You don't need to worry about the money. If you can grow your account by a certain percentage a day, the money just comes. If you put 50k in an account and grow it by 1% a day, you're making 500 quid. Yeah. If you put 5 grand in an account, you're making 50 quid a day. Doesn't matter. Concentrate on 1% a day. You will make whatever you do. If somebody gives you £1 million quid, well, hey, happy days. You're making 10 grand a day, aren't you? Yeah. So that's why I've built the EA that way. So the whole thing revolves around percentage. But you can use fixed pips if you want to. So all this extra stuff in here is the purpose for me of building this is this. That is key to me. And being able to decide where I want to put my stops and exiting the market and adjusting my trades quickly. Yeah, the candle patterns, and I don't really use candle patterns. The opening ranges I will use, but candlestick patterns, I know what a bullish engulfing is. I can see a hammer and a shooting star. I don't need an arrow to tell me. But it's an EA, so why not build it in so that if I'm lazy and I see a bullish engulfing, but above the 200 or the 20 moving average, why not just get it to take the trade for me? Lazy. But that's not really the purpose of this. Again, I'm going to say it, and I say it all the time. My EAs are not built to stick on a chart, go and sit on a beach and drink a Mai Tai. That's not, my EAs are tools. They're not something that you're going to become a millionaire with by doing nothing. They're there to help you trade, not to trade for you. So we haven't had the pullback on that yet. We may have had a shallow. Must learn the hotkey for fib. So there you go. We've had a shallow pullback. So in theory, that's a short now. But I don't really want to risk any more today. I've had a really good week this week. I've banked, I think banked 2-3 this week on my Apex account. So, which is decent now. So I'm aiming for $2,000 a week, $8,000 a month on the funded account. So I'm probably going to leave it, not trade anymore this afternoon on this one. But obviously, if we get back up to there, 46.80, that sort of level, 46.70 is where I would look for a continuation bounce if we're going to get a continuation down this afternoon. But at the moment, we are looking good. So we've pushed up. We've done the wick test, which is what I was anticipating. And we are now sitting at a spinning top at the moment. But I'd like to see that. And what I'd like to see today is that. Anything below there. Because that really confirms our start of the bear run. And the collapse of the universe, basically. But hey, I don't want to wish the world away. Isn't this a brilliant job? It's one of the only jobs where if the market is crashing and the world is falling apart around you, you can just hit the short button instead of the long button and still make money. Yeah. This is why I don't pay an awful lot of money into a pension. Because pensions are typically index linked. And obviously when the indexes go down, your pensions go down. So then they draw it out and they stick it into something like gold. And then gold starts to come down and they pull it back out and stick it back in the indices. And that's why they only have a return sort of 10-12% a year. I can do that in a month. Easy. So I don't care which way it goes, really. I'd like it to go down because I think, obviously, as we know, you look at any chart and when you see a bear run, the bear run is always way, way, way faster than any bull run. Yeah, we climb up the stairs, we fall down the elevator shaft. So if we are going to get a bear run, it's a real opportunity to make money quickly. Which with an account like this, with 100 grand or 200 grand, or if you've got any funded account with a decent amount of money in it, you can make some serious cash seriously quickly. So, but didn't quite get a bag today, but it's close enough to a bag for me for today. So we're pulling back still. What is the hotkey for fib? F8. I hate using navigation. I'm a hotkey man, which is why I've built this. I'm a hotkey man. I like pressing buttons. I don't like coming up to navigation and stuff. So we're putting up into 50. 61.8 is about 675 on the NAS. This is the problem with fib levels. Obviously, you never know which. And obviously, there's this golden 76.4 level, which is in green. I don't quite know why, but I never use that level. We'll see. I might try one more up here if we get up to 61.8. That's a great analogy. What was? I don't know what I said. I say a lot. So this is support resistance potentially here, which is obviously roughly the 61.850 level. This is just this whole area here. We like to return to a lot. So now that we've broken down, that looks like a lovely little short opportunity there. I'm going to have a quick go one short again. I might regret this one, but it is looking heavy today. So see if we can get one more on. And if we do get that one on down there, I'll take them off down the bottom. Bull market versus bear market, yeah. Taking the stairs up and the lift down. It's not a lift down, it's an elevator shaft. Lifts go too slowly. Think stepping into the elevator shaft without the lift there. That's how it works. You can see we've done it today. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit more extreme today. We've had decent move up, but we climb up, and then when we come down, bang, the down candles you get on moves, especially with the yen. The yen, when the yen powers up, and the Swiss franc when it powers up, you tend to get 2 4-hour candles like that, and they will undo 2 days worth of positive movement, literally in 8 hours in one session. Bang, the whole lot will be gone. And it is literally that is the profit take move, and the bear profit take moves tend to be way more extreme than the bull profit take moves. Bear markets are always stronger, the sellers, because everybody, I don't know, I think it's in our psychology. It's built into us as human beings. We buy stuff all the time. We're constantly buying stuff. We don't sell stuff very often. When selling starts, we panic. So we tend to sell faster than we buy. And I think it's just a psychological thing that is built into humans. And it's reflected in the market. It's always the way. We just tend to sell quicker than we buy. Just want to see if we're going to get one at 61.8. I don't want to give too much back. Selling one more. Just getting ready to get out of both if we break that high. Bit of a battle going on here. Double topped. Pushing up again. Nah, don't like the look of this. Just get ready to exit. Just going to give that 61.8 level the benefit of the doubt. But looks a bit bullish. How long we got left? Still got 4 minutes left on this candle. We're right at the beginning of this candle. Selling one. I'm out. Oh, no, I'm not. I just bought one. I just bought one by accident. I've got it set to 2. That's why. Wake up. I'm going one more short now because I've accidentally sold at that 61.8. Now it's going to go down because I ballsed up. Just watching these double top high here. This level. What do you think about NU for a sell? I'll have a look in a sec. Selling one more. I'm just monitoring this on my other monitor. What are we at? 655. NU. Let's do it on this one. 650. 649. That's good. NU M5. Yep, it's a nice pullback. Problem is the US dollar at the moment. I don't think, I mean, it depends how long you want to hold this for, but I wouldn't expect to get a massive move out the US dollar this afternoon. More of that sort of thing, potentially back up to these highs. It doesn't look like we're going to get a lot of movement. So whatever you get into this afternoon, you've got to kind of be ready to hold it over the weekend and probably into next week. But I mean, at the moment, we've had the 4-hour reverse alert, which we're in a retest of at the moment. So assuming that retest is going to hold and US dollar is going to power up, that looks good. So this is just coming down at the minute. One sec. Whoop. I'm just seeing what I've got. That's fine. Hourly, we've had the retest, a quick retest, but we're doing a deeper retest at the moment. So again, stick a fib on that. You'll find you're sort of just above the 50 level. So that's looking good. So yeah, it looks good for a short. But it's not extended anywhere at the moment. So from a reversal perspective, all time frames, you've had a 4-hour reverse alert, which is retesting. You've had a 1-hour reverse alert, which is retesting. So yeah, entering in line with the higher time frame reversal direction, M5 is just about perfect now. And again, fib on it. $61.8. So yeah, looks good. But we're not getting the US dollar this morning, this afternoon, so difficult. Closing. Really undecided at the minute. We've had bull candle followed by 2 dojis. There's real indecision at the minute, so I'm going to call it there, 679. I don't want to give it back. I still think they're short. Now we're short. It's always the way, isn't it? If I hit sell now, it'll go up. It's not, it's coming down. So yeah, I'm going to call it a go there. But yeah, anything, market structure, obviously, I talk about market structure a lot, obviously. That's why I call myself the market structure trader, because that's what I do. But I don't use fibs, but the whole principle of market structure is based on, obviously, that pattern. So as such, you are always going to get pullbacks which are lower than the previous high, and that is where your fib comes in. So you can use that on any time frame, on any instrument. But the whole point of the market structure, the market reversal alerts indicator, is that it kind of does this for you. When you get that reversal, that initial reversal alert, the best trades to take with the indicator are when you get that alert and it pulls back, because what you're doing is you're taking the retest. So on H4 here, you would have dropped down to M15 on the 28th of January. Yeah, so the reversal alert on H4 was here. This is the pullback. So on M15, you wait for reversal alert short. So what you're doing is on the higher time frame, you've seen price move up and give you a reversal alert. As it pulls back up into the initial reversal alert, i.e. the pullback, you're on the lower time frame jumping in short up here. And then when you get the retest arrow down here, you can add to your position. But at the end of the day, what the market reversal alert is showing you is that pattern followed by that. And that is a Fibonacci pullback. So it's all that's basically what it is. So fib is very, very good. I just don't use it anymore. I keep sticking it on the charts, obviously, to illustrate a point, but I don't use it anymore because I can see it. And this is why I keep saying and harping on about it, you need chart time. And that's why another reason why I've got this tool usable in here. So the buttons work in here because you need chart time. And the best way to get chart time is to spend it in here watching this happening, watching price push down, watching it pull back up to around about here and then drop again, or however far we go, watching it pull back up to somewhere around there and then dropping. Yeah. So you can see these patterns playing out over and over again, and you will start to see it automatically, and you won't need fibs. Yeah. $61.8. I won't put a fib on it, but that is a $61.8 retracement. I will put a fib on it just to prove a point. But you see it after a while. You see it. It just comes. And it's, like I say, it's not a 61.8 to the pip on that. It's a 61.8 retracement. That's a 50 retracement somewhere. That's a 50 retracement somewhere around there. That's a 61.8 somewhere around there. That's a 38 somewhere around there. It's never exact. What we're looking for is at some point up here where you're shorting it. Coming down quite hard, the US dollar. Be careful with your indices this afternoon. I think we're just going to do that today. So it's Friday. Everyone's gone home, like you say. Bankers made an absolute killing yesterday, and they're all in the pub going, those retailers, we got all their money. Thanks for trying to make sure I was ready reading it right. All right, cool. Your thoughts on Euro CAD? Can it go all the way down to the start of the up move? Yes, definitely. So that is what I'm counting on. Support and resistance. Yeah. So we got tweezer bottoms off of that level. Yeah. And then we came back and we tested it with tweezer bottoms. Yeah. Support. That's support. At the moment, we are at support, right? So one of two things is going to happen here. It's either going to do that and it's going to be support, or it's going to push down through it. And if it pushes down through it, what it will do is either elevate a shaft back down to the next level of buyers, which is here, or it will go, am I sure I want to go that? Yes. Yeah. So whenever you see price breaking support like this, look left. Where is it going to stop next? There's nowhere here for it to stop, is there? that's where it's going to stop. That's what it does. That's what price does. Yeah. It moves to previous levels of support and resistance. It's not a coincidence that this thing stopped here 5 times. It's not a coincidence that it bounced perfectly there with tweezers. Everybody started buying here. When they came back down here again, the buyers went, no, we're long. We want to go long. And then the sellers that moved in on this move said, after you get 50% of that move back, we'll add to our positions. And they pushed it back down again. It's just buyers and sellers adding to positions. Whoever's got the most longs or shorts is going to win. And that's the direction price is going to go. We don't know which it's going to be, but we know roughly where they're going to do it. So this is breaking down now, look, on the hourly. So we've got 17 minutes left on this candle. If this candle closes short, you can take that short until 143, 525. And it might do this. Yeah, price doesn't, just because it's broken that level, it's not just going to go, there you go. Yeah, you're going to set your TP there. It's going to go down there. It's going to scare you out. You're going to move to break even. You're going to get stopped out on it. Then it's going to push up and you're going to go, oh, I was right. I'm going to go long. You'll put a stop under there and then it will come down here and then it will go back to where you thought it was going to go originally. How does that sound? Familiar? So that's what retail does. But try not to think like retail. Try to think like a bank. They want to go short because this is a fake move. And that's where they're going to come. So, yeah. I think I've got a EuroCAD. I had a EuroCAD. I think I'm out of my EuroCAD already. Can't remember. I can't remember what I'm left in now. I got Euro odd. The only Euro I've got now is Euro US dollar and Euro odd. And Euro US dollar was obviously just sitting sideways because that thing's not going anywhere. I could have sworn I had a Euro Swiss on. Yeah, I have. Yeah, so that's coming down now. So I haven't got my Euro odd. I've already banked it. Oh, sorry, EuroCAD. Just trying to see if I can find it. I can't remember what. I think it was an H1, wasn't it? Yeah, there it is. So this is my EuroCAD. Yeah, so I got in. So where we are now, we're just breaking this level. Yeah, I got in on the move up, and I got in again as we started to come back down, and I got out for 3/4 of an ADR there, and then we went into accumulation. But the plan was, or the plans would be, if you wanted to hold it longer, that is where you would come back down to. So yeah, that's good. Head and shoulders. Oh, so I'm behind on the chat, Gary. I don't know where the head and shoulders is. You're talking about here. It's a bit of a dodgy shoulder, that, but yeah. They're kind of leaning over with a very deformed shoulder, but yeah. Head and shoulders patterns are the biggest failures in the world. Yeah, there's more head and shoulders patterns fail than succeed. There's a head and shoulders. It works a little bit, but most people think a head and shoulders is going to do that. 90% of the time, you'll get a little bit, and then you'll get a pop. They're very difficult to trade, head and shoulders. You have to be in and out fast. It's a scalp. If it works, most of the time. That's my experience with them. By the way, this is my first week using your indicators. I have all of your scanner and the market watch. No losses. 10 out of 10. Oh, 10 out of 0. That's not good. No, I presume you mean 10 out of 10, Michael. Awesome. Good. It won't be 10 out of 10 all the time. Don't want to deflate you, but Doesn't work that way. But yeah, that's a good start. Very good start. Right, so that's really all I've got for you at the moment. Glad I got out of that. We are just going into a horrible rotation now, so be a bit careful if you're going to try and trade any of this afternoon, because I think you're probably going to be sitting sideways for a while. It is Friday afternoon, and New York is coming up to lunchtime in a bit. London's already hammered in the pub, so won't see a lot of action until the algorithms take over at end of day. So towards the end of the day, you'll get an algorithm dump or pump potentially, but apart from that, probably not going to get an awful lot of movement today. So I would go and do something else. Go and do some analysis. Go and drag your trades onto your charts like I did there with the EA. Go and drag your trades onto your charts. Have a look at all the trades you've taken. Analyse them. See how they do. See how they've done. See how far you could have gone. See if you got out early. See if you got out late. Well, you can't really get out late, but see if you get out early and see where it went after you finished your trade. Really good analysis to do. Best part of journaling you can do is dragging your trades onto your chart and having a look at what actually happened after your trades. Gives you confidence in moving forward as well. So, all right. So I'll call it a day there. I'll take my 700 quid down the pub with the rest of the bankers. Probably won't even buy me a bottle of champagne. Yeah, I'll be back on Monday morning, 8:30 as usual. There's nothing weekend-wise newsworthy unless Russia decide to invade the Ukraine. Then obviously, don't know. But Monday is nothing. We have got a dead day Monday. So news-wise next week, we've got CPI for the CAD, retail sales, not a lot. Really, so it's there is news, but it's a little bit US light. Oh, we've got FOMC. No, it's not news. It's not US dollar light. We've got FOMC next Wednesday. So I really wish they'd change the time of that. I have a spin class at 6:30 on a Wednesday, and it's really annoying because I sit there in my spin class going, I really wonder what's happening with FOMC, and I can't get my phone out. I get told off. So yeah, I'd like them to put that back an hour, ideally. Might email the Fed to see if they can do that for me. But yeah, nothing over the weekend. Yeah, as I say, with Russia, it's on a bit of a knife edge at the moment. Apparently, it's going to get to the wettest period around the Russia-Ukraine border in the next 2 to 3 weeks. And they don't like rolling tanks around in the wet. So if they are going to, it's going to be very soon. And they've just stuck a load more troops. It was announced in the news today. Russia's just sent a hell of a lot more to that border. So nothing like turbulence in the markets when there's a war on. So hopefully that doesn't happen. But so if you are going to try and hold positions over the weekend, be a little bit careful with Russia. Nothing you can do about it. So if you haven't closed by 10 o'clock tonight, yeah. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I'll see you on Monday morning, 8:30, same time. If you need anything, come into the Telegram group. Give us a thumbs up if you like the stream. And I will see you Monday. Have a good weekend.